it is time for me to start making a dent in all the series that I am in the middle of. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is going to be a bit of a series check-in, and also having a look at some of these that I want to knock off my list, hopefully before the end of the year. So, I recently went and had a look at all of these shelves that you can see behind me, this one included. I didn't do the ones that are out in the lounge room at the moment, just my physical shelves here, and also my Kindle and my Books Palmer, which are the two e-readers that I own. So with books, it's got Kobo on it, and it's also got like NetGalley and Libby and things like that. I have a horrific number of unread books. When I went through and I was looking at all of these books that I have, all these series that I have to get involved in, I got really excited because I was looking at book ones and I was like, oh, there's so many things that I want to read, and that's fantastic. And then I thought, hang on just a bloody second. Why don't you go have a look at the things that you're currently in the middle of and see if you can knock some of those off first, which was really good advice to myself. And I know we all fall into this trap, but I went and counted how many series that I'm in the middle of currently. That is series that I can grasp enough information to continue on with them without having to start over. And it comes up to 44. Which is an insane number of series to try and keep in your head at any given time. Now, not all of these are completed, but they do have subsequent books in them that I have not read yet. And I would like that number to decrease before I start anything new. Now, some of these series have many, many books in them, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon, but at least I can start making a dent. So, rather than go through all of them, just know the number is 44. I have got a few here that I'm going to show you today that I would like to try and finish before the end of the year to get me at least in the 30s by 2027. Now, my reading this year hasn't been fantastic. I think I've said that in a few videos thus far. So I'm trying to think of if I up my game in my reading, particularly using audio as an avenue, because I do like starting series physically just to sort of paint the picture for myself better. I am a visual versus, like, what's the kinesthetic? I don't know. Learner. Audio is like my least favorite way to consume a book, but if I start a series, I can normally jump to audio, and I do listen to audiobooks. It just takes me a lot longer than some people, because I listen at like 1.5 to 1.75 speed depending on the book once I'm used to the inflections and the narration style, but I don't listen to it like every day. It's just usually when I'm driving. So using that as an avenue to help me finish some series, and also just like being conscious about putting my tech down at bed and reading physically before going to sleep, I think we can knock some of these off. So what I wanted to have a look at, I think I've got 7 series that I can finish up this year. So here, I guess, with a rambly intro, are some series that I want to finish before the end of 2026. And this is completely finish at least what's available to me. And I think there's only one of these where there's potentially more books coming, but the author has passed away, so a family member is looking to potentially carry on the series. So I'll start with that one. Now, I'll start with the 2 that I'm purely doing on audio, and I currently have 2 books left in the first series and 3 books left in the second. So the first series is A Pattern of Shadow and Light by Melissa McPhail. I have read the first 3, or listened to the first 3. Really enjoy my time here. Really epic fantasy, huge scope, huge world building, things that I really love. But this is also the type of series that if I don't get to it soon, I'm going to start forgetting things because of just how big and broad the scope is of this series. So it's been, I think, 2 or 3 months since I've listened to the 3rd book, and I need to get into the 4th book very quickly. My aim is to have both of these books done. So at the moment, my August audio has been booked out. Like I know what I'm reading for August in audio, and then this will hopefully be September, and if not October, November. So I'll knock those out. In between those very big, very long audiobooks, I'm doing the Memoirs of Lady Trent, and I'm doing this with Roger over at Roger's Reads. We are looking to do book 3, which I think is The Voyage of Basilisks, at the end of August. That's one of the things I'll be reading in August. So I'm in pretty good stead to finish that series this year as well. So those two on audio, I'll have the covers up here as I'm talking about them. I've really, really enjoyed my time with the Memoirs of Lady Trent as well. Very different to the pattern of Shadow and Light by Melissa McPhail. The Memoirs of Lady Trent is following Lady Trent as she becomes the namesake, and she goes on lots of adventures and looks at different ecologies and the history of dragons. It's like a natural history of dragons, and the first two books have been just fantastic. Very easy listening, very easy to pick up and digest as well. It doesn't take me a long time to think about those books. I'm enjoying it in the moment, having a fantastic time, and they're kind of like cozy adventure, but the thematics in there are surprisingly deep if you're looking for them or you're listening for them in my case, and the audiobooks are really good. I really enjoy the narration of them as well. I think it's Kate Redding who does it, which a lot of people like, some people not their cup of tea, but I enjoy her narration, so having a good time with that. Moving on to, actually there's one more audio and I'm looking at doing that one immediately. So at the time of filming, my plan is essentially to start that one tomorrow, and this is the Broken Sword, which finishes the Dragon Spirit series by L.L. McRae. So I've got this one ready to go. This will be my first audiobook read we can have that argument at a different time, in the month of August. So I'm looking forward to finishing that. This is the story of Fen, and hopefully we get some answers in this one, because I know Ella McRae has a new series starting towards the end of the year, which is also exciting. Also very dragon heavy. There's a theme. There's a theme between Ella McRae's books, and that is Dragon Lover. So those are three that I'm looking to finish on audio. Jumping into the physical, so I mentioned three, I've got four here, so okay, cool. Jumping into the physical, I am currently reading this one. I'm 60 pages of the way through The Warrior Moon by Kay Arsenault Rivera. This is the Ascendent trilogy. I loved book one. It was a 5-star for me. Not everyone vibes with this series. I absolutely adored it. Very different type of storytelling. Book two, I was very lukewarm on. So book one was 5-star, book two was like 3. It was fine. I did that one on Kobo. I think it was like free with the Kobo subscription. This one I went and bought because I couldn't find it on Kobo. And if I don't like this one, I'll donate it and just keep the first one. But 60 pages in, it's got, again, a unique storytelling style and very easy to read. So I'm having a good time with this one. This is a series which will be completed before, hopefully, the end of August. So that and Dragon Spirits will be finished by the end of August. Cool. The next one, I'm so over myself at the moment. The next one that I would like to finish this year is one. It's only got one book in it, but it's so big it's been split into two. And this is the 12th World, I think is the series name. Let me check my list. Yes, The 12th World by Nicholas Lietzel. So I read Dreams of the Dying again. I reread it in anticipation for book two, and I just haven't got to these yet. So these are thick. They're also beautiful. I ordered them direct from the author when he was doing his pre-orders, and I am hopefully going to finish these this year. So this one's going to take me a little while. This one, maybe not so much, in amongst other things that I've got going on. But I'm very, very much looking forward to diving back into this world. Dreams of the Dying is still one of my favorite independently published books that I've ever read, and it held up for me on reread. So I'm very much looking forward to picking these up and hopefully finishing the series this year. And I'm excited. He's working on something new at the moment. So anyone who doesn't know, Nicholas Lietzel, I think he's like a game designer or writer, and you can definitely tell there's a lot of love for epic world building and just culture building in the worlds that he's created. So really enjoy myself with that one. Hopefully it's like a favorite series of all time, but time will tell. The next one that I've got here is interesting because I didn't love the first book as much as other people seem to have loved the first book, but I will give it that it was unique and it was very easy to read once I was reading it, even though I had criticisms for it, enough for me to want to finish the series and then decide whether I'm going to keep those books on my shelf or go and donate it to a local bookshop. And this is the Winnowing Flames by Jen Williams. So I've got book 2, The Bitter Twins, and book 3, The Poison Song, to read. I had an okay time with the first book. I cannot remember the name of the first book. Had an okay time with it anyway, enough to continue on with these ones. And because they were easy to read, and I'm looking at like easily digestible books to read before bed, he says having The Cure for the Living there. I love the series. It's fine. then I think these will be a really good option to chuck in there. Now, the last one that I have here is a bit of a wild card. It is not fantasy or sci-fi. It's actually just like action adventure. And this is the Shane Schofield series from Matthew Riley. It starts with book 1, which is Ice Station. It's a trilogy, I believe. I don't think there's more than that. These are super palatable. This one actually shat me because of how much repetition was in it, but at the same time, you blitz through 100 pages and you don't even know that it's happened. They are so fast paced, they are so action heavy, and it is just like an action movie in book form. So I have book 2, which is Area 7, and I picked this up for a couple of bucks at like a secondhand bookstore, and I'm sure book 3 won't be hard to come by. So that's a bit of a wild card if I am feeling just a little bit burnt out and I need something that's super quick and accessible. If I'm reading before bed and that's the only time I get in the day to read, I know that I can blitz that one pretty quickly. So same with, these, just in a different genre. I think they'll be really easy to read before bed. So those are some series that I'm looking at finishing before the end of the year. I really want to get this list down to, let's say, 30 before I tackle anything new. And there's things in here that I'm genuinely excited to get to, but I'm going to start with these, as well as hopefully incorporating some more indie reads into my TBRs or my MBRs or my whatever I can pick up at the moment. But those are going to be my focus for the end of the year. I do have this whole TBR shelf. I only started the 2 audio series that I wanted to this year, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. So this will remain largely intact for 2027 because these are the next series to get off my my TBR. Do any of these sound good? I've forgotten how to be here. Do any of these sound good? What are your favourites on this list? What are you looking to finish before the end of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, give one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will. I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.